Hello everyone, this is Darwell20 and welcome to episode 85 of FTB Revelations, where I'm making a sub basement. Look at how cool this is. I need more stone. Look at that. Alright, let's get more stone then. Working on a sub basement. Sounds like a good time to me, and hopefully also to you, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. Hooray! I've got stone cooking. I might have just swapped out a few things up here. I can fix that. I'm a little bit much on some aspects of the swapping out bit. But that's what I'm looking at doing right now. Let's see. You, sir. I want my chisel. That's what I want. I knew I wanted something. I had to make a new chisel because my chisel was all kinds of broken. Hey, you. Give me all them. Sweet. And then let's fix some of this stuff. Beep, boop, 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 boop. To be fair, this thing does have like a horizontal column mode, so that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, that's right. I did make one of those. Ah, cool. Horizontal column for the win. Am I right? Okay. And then maybe you should also horizontal column. Like that. Yeah, I like that plan. That should get that piece. Nice. Alright, so I'm working on a sub basement for obvious reasons. Or maybe not that obvious. I don't know. I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing. Let's do all of you guys and put you in here with some other ones. Good. So I can get a floor going on. Surface mode. Yeah. See? Lovely. I would like to do... Oh, I got rid of my elevator. That's right. Elevators are not tile entities, so they don't get ignored. That's okay. Hooray! And I threw a Ferrofile lantern down there just to be like, oh, hey, look how cool we are. We've got cool stuff. So we've got all this stuff is still here, because I used my destruction gadget to get this going. And the destruction gadget obviously ignores tile entities, so clearing out this area was not bad at all. I was able to easily just get all the nonsense blocks out while not breaking any tile entities by mistake, which is kind of an ideal situation when you're building out a sub-basement in which you've already built out some stuffs. So, today's plan, I want to start playing with rainbow generators. I really want to like just go crazy with the maxed out RF generation. Now, do we need any more RF? Let's find out. The answer is no. Because I technically have over 1 trillion RF stored. So we are at 51% storage. We're generating almost 3 million RF a tick. And we're currently sitting on 1.1 trillion RF, which is a stupid amount of energy that I will never use. But, I mean, you know, let's have some fun. So that's the plan. What I'm going to do is get a rainbow generator system up and running, play with that a little bit, and then see where the world takes us after we get that going. Because that's going to bump us from 3 million RF a tick. The rainbow generator will produce 25 million RF a tick just by itself, on top of all the RF that gets generated from all the other guys. Now, in addition, it's been a while since I've made a rainbow generator, so I think that would be cool to do. So to make one, we need one of each generator from Extra Utilities 2. Okay, and then we need them to come together to make the rainbow generator. And what we need is, in the world, we need one of each generator from Extra Utilities 2, and they all need to be running at the same time. If all 16 generators are running at the exact same moment, the rainbow generator will kick on and start generating a stupid amount of RF, which is 25 million RF a tick. So that's the plan. So I need to make basically 2 of every generator, so that I can, A, craft the rainbow generator with one set of generators, and then use the other set of generators for the actual in-world placement of stuff. Cool? So let's get started today getting all that set up. So the plan is craft all the generators, automate all the generators so that they can all run at a given time, give it an on-off toggle switch that I can flip and say, hey, turn on all these generators all at once, And then once that's up and running, we'll probably link everything with some kind of draconic energy lasers and beam that up via flux all the way up to my thing. Sound cool? All right, let's get started crafting. All right, guys, if I'm not crazy, I think I've got everything here, right? Okay, maybe I am crazy. Do what now? There you go. Ah, neat. And then the bottom half. Bottom half. What are we missing here? Slimy generator. Hooray! Rainbow generator. Haha, cool. And that means that we can now combine these two into the rainbow generator. The most OP and ridiculous generator of all the RF generators. Oh yeah. Taste the rainbow. So again, to get this thing working, basically your goal is to get all the other generators going. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 generators all need to be running all at the same time near the rainbow generator. So let's get that, and let's get some draconic doohickoryness. So like, let's get, I don't know, 16 of these bad boys so they can all tap into the thing. And we'll do 16, and then we'll kind of, go from there. So the Draconic Wireless Relay is probably a thing that we're going to want to do. Draconic Energy Relay Crystal? Yeah, we should add one of those to the to-do list. Oh, that's right, because this thing is disconnected. He's just going to be a minute. That's okay. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. This system is working as designed, which is cool. All right, so let's get to work. So is this the center of the room? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm getting really good at seeing like a big, large area and being able to, boom, just strike the exact middle of it. Not perfect, mind you, but sometimes I'm pretty good at that. So let's see if we can find like a nice pattern for this, right? Because we've got 16 of these to place. So usually what I do is like a 4x4, right? So if this is the center of the room, right? What we could do is just, 2 out from the wall there. We'll just start with, and I don't even know if it matters like which ones I put, but then 1, 2, and then 1. Let's see, because we could have that, and then 2, and then here, and then 2, and then here. Does that sound kind of cool? I like that. I like that. I know how to place blocks. I am a professional. Right? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Right? And then maybe like somewhat centered here, we'll have the rainbow generator ready to rock. Oh, that's a neat looking pattern. I kind of dig that. Right? Yeah, that looks nice. And then what we're going to want is to run around and basically have all you guys, but I think they need to be configured on like an outputty style mode, right? Cool. And then what I actually want is one more of these. I miscounted because we need 16 for the individual generators. We need one more for that, but I also need one more to feed into the flux capacitor, right? So that's going to be that job. And then what I think I'll do is just have you be up here. Does that sound like a cool dude? Yeah, and that's like right underneath the feral flare lantern, which is neat, I think. Yeah, I kind of dig that. Okay. And then maybe what I'll do is have a flux plug, plug for adding energy to the network. Yes, this dude. And if I connected you here, that would be cool, and put you on the generators network. Oh, and you definitely don't want a limit. We need to disable the limit on that guy. No doubt. No doubt. Right? And then you're going to bind to this. And you're going to be mode output, maybe? Because I think that means output energy, right? Because your mode input, you receive energy from the block you're connected to, right? In output, you output energy to the block you're connected to. Got it. My brain sometimes struggles with that, because it's like, does output mean this block is outputting energy to the block it's connected to, or that it's outputting energy to the linked crystal, right? Like there's two ways that output could be meant there. So knowing which one it is, and different mods use like different approaches, I think, sometimes to things. Man, this room is gonna look super cool once we get it going. And then the trick is all about automating all the generators so that they are all running all at the same time in an automated style fashion. Nice. Cool. So everybody's going to beam their energy up to this here crystal, which has, by the way, an internal buffer of 64 million RF. Hopefully that means it can transfer 64 million RF a tick. I don't know what its threshold is for tick transfer in, but, you know, we're going to be generating 25 million, so we're going to have to figure that out. But, yeah, that's what's up. Now, the benefit of these generators, which actually is really useful, is we can set them all to be redstone on, which means they need a redstone signal to be running. So putting them on redstone on mode means that we can easily turn them on and off without having to worry about, like, what, if they have, like, fuel or whatever, right? So in the past, this redstone mode wasn't there, and setting this up was noticeably harder. Yeah, you know, I'd say that's reasonable that it's there now. Like, yeah, it's both cool and not cool. It's, like, definitely easier now to set this up. And as powerful as it is, right, I feel like there should be nothing easy about this. But this is also the let's overpower all the things playthrough of a pack. So, yeah, we're going to have fun just doing that precisely. So let's get some redstone energy conduits here. We're going to run those underground. So how about we get... That seems good, right? So we'll do you. You. That looks nice. Man, that is fast. I just can't even keep up with how fast that thing is. Okay. Seems pretty reasonable. Nice. Man, you gotta be careful. It's just so fast. So what we'll do is we'll run redstone energy conduits underneath these guys, and we want to run them under the floor, right? To make sure that everything's connected correctly here. Now the generators are not, for whatever reason, there's some kind of attribute to a block that determines like whether the redstone energy conduits detect them as being able to interact with redstone in some way, shape, or form. But luckily, because you could like emit a redstone signal into cobblestone, it doesn't really matter, you know, what the block is. So the redstone energy conduit, you can change that input-output setup, whether it recognizes it as being a block that can accept redstone or not. So basically all we got to do is whack this dude with a Yeta wrench on the up, or we could just shift right click it, right? So I'm gonna have you output on the blue color. How's that sound? So up, output, blue. And we'll just do this to all these guys, right? Up, output, blue. And that's basically what we're looking to accomplish for everything. Cool. Up, output, blue. And I'll just avoid using some other stuff for now. Now, the other thing to note, by the way, the other thing to note, some of these generators are a little bit rough. They hurt a little bit. So you want to be careful about them. For example, the Nether Star generator, if you guys have never seen that before, basically has a giant withering effect all around it. So if you get near it while it's running, you're going to take some damage. Now, luckily, I have some pretty good armor, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for me. But those of you who might be playing without a Draconic armor set that's fully maxed out, though technically not fully maxed out because I didn't put the Chaos upgrades on it, but pretty well maxed out, might, you know, run into a little bit of a problem. So keep that in mind. Okay. So what I'm thinking we'll do is I'll run the right along the back here is where I'll connect everything up. I feel like that would be a good way to do it, just so I can still get around here without too much of a problem, right? That's cool. I'm down with that. So that's step one, is getting these guys redstone controlled. And I think what I'd like to do, let's see, where do I want the control for this thing to be? Like, would it be cool to have it just on the wall, like right here where I teleport down? I like that idea. Okay, so what we can do is this. Oh, wrong thing. You, and then you're going to connect on that wall, and you're going to be input on blue, not output. Sweet. And we'll just connect to the nearest connection point here. I do love me my redstone wiring. Because redstone's just the coolest, isn't it? Isn't it, though? Just the coolest? And having something that's just easier to run wiring for is just even cooler. Even cooler than cool. So, like, let's demonstrate with, for example, the survival generator. The survival generator just accepts any burnable resource. So I'm going to throw a piece of coal in there, and it's going to last a really long time, right? The survival generator is meant to be used, like, really early game. It burns any burnable resource, and it just lasts for a really long time, but generates a really small amount of RF a tick. So if I flip this lever, he should be running now, and you can see that one little piece of coal will last 13 minutes and 20 seconds, and it's generating 5 RF a tick. A huge improvement over our prior generations, but don't worry, a lot of these get a lot better, right? And then when I turn the lever off, it should stop completely, and you'll notice that it's no longer ticking down the fuel, right? So what's cool about most of these generators, and I think it's true for all of them, is it'll freeze in place any fuel source that it has if it's not running. Cool? So, you know, we might even want to do some kind of like detection thing. It might be a lot of complex work for no real benefit, but it might be cool to set up some kind of complex, like, detect that each of these has something in them and is actually able to run before letting the redstone signal turn them on or something. But I feel like that would just be a little bit overkill. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe not. So the next thing I want to work on, I think, would be connecting this to our AE system, right? Now, I could run a bunch of wiring down here. Or I could try out the AE2 Stuff's wireless connector. Now, it's been a while since I've messed with this thing. I think I did it... when did I do this? Enigmatica 2? Expert mode? I played with this? Is that the last time I played with it? It's been a while. But this little nifty gadget here should be able to give me wireless connection points between 2 points in the world. However, it does require a huge amount of RF cost, if I remember correctly. That said, shouldn't be a problem for me and my, 1 trillion RF. Where are we at by now? This episode's taken a while to record because of my current session. But yeah, we're at 1.4 trillion RF. So, we've accumulated 300 billion RF since we started recording this episode. It's been a little while. It's been a day, guys. It's been a day. We're getting there. We're getting there. So let's get 2 of these because I have to remember how they work. Oh, you need a wireless receiver. I can make you learn how to make one of those if I wanted to. And we really should look at having another AE auto crafting system going because we're really low on stuff. Oh, you need to also know how to make flux pearls. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll get there. We will get there. All right. Now are you cool? Yay! And for this connector, we need a wireless receiver and a network tool. I should probably just see if I can make the network tool. Oh, wow. We don't have anything. A panel and another quartz wrench. These are easy. This shouldn't be too hard. Calculation processor. We want more quartz glass. No, not fused quartz glass. That should be quick and easy. We need a calculation processor, and we need the diamond one, right? Yup. And we need another wireless receiver, which is here. And that should be cool. Hooray! Auto crafting for the win. All right, and then you're just probably working on the last wireless receiver bit. Okay, just making some pure fluics. Sweet. So wireless connector kit. And the AE2 stuff, wireless connector is here. And I have to kind of remember how these work, because I kind of don't remember how these work, even a little bit. But we're going to figure it out. Now, can I put my energy directly on... If I remove you... So you're at, what, 1.59? Can I connect you here? Does that follow? No. So I assume what that means is I need a receiver, right? The energy receiver from Applied Energistics. Energy acceptor, that's the word I was looking for. So I need one of you and a quartz glass. And there we go. Cool. Can I have the energy acceptor chill here with this dude? He's outputting RF, so that's a good sign. And you're full again, so that's also a good sign. So I'm going to say that works. So that means what I can do is get some anchors here and hook them up like here, 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 here. And I have to kind of remember how this works because I've only played with it once or twice. But I believe what I can do is get some dense cabling. Oop. And then hook up the wireless connector anchor. And because he's anchored, he's cool. Now, what's the deal with this dude? Does he get like a unique identifier or something? Click wireless connector to bind. Oop. Bound. Sweet. Click other wireless connector to bind. Okay, so what I'm going to do is probably put this somewhere centralized to this room, like roughly centralized to this area. Boop. And hey, he's connected. Cool. And when I'm holding the thingy, he can see where he's connected to. Okay, nice. And that's about all there is to it. Is that right? I feel like there was something else that I'm forgetting, but maybe I'm not. And then can we see with the network tool, which I might have one of to actually use. Or I don't, do I? New network tool. Well, let's make one to actually use. Because the network tool, unless there's a way to see it. Yeah, I think the network tool is what you need in AE to see. I always mix up Applied Energistics like things with not Applied Energistics things. Like refined storage. I'm like, which one do you need the tool to figure out the energy use for? So that shouldn't be too bad. But with this thing, we can use it to analyze the RF cost of that block, which I'm just curious about, like how much RF does it cost to transmit it? And I think it's a specific amount based almost entirely on the distance, right? So the further away we were transmitting that wireless thing, the more expensive it would be. So if we look at this guy and we mouse over something in here, annihilation plan, advanced inscriber, energy usage is currently at 1.13 thou RF a tick. It should be telling me here how much these things cost. There it is, 820 AE per tick for the wireless connectors. Cool. That's not too bad. 800-ish RF a tick, not terrible. And what we should have is we should be able to get a dense cable off this guy because he basically acts like, I believe, a dense cable. Oh, look, I got a little ravine right under me. How cool is that? So if we got some cables here, right, and connected these dudes, and let's just grab something like an interface. Like if I just did that, he should have one of 8 channels in use showing up. Yep. And like we put something like this illumination panel in here. Or no, you don't have any, so like to do that. And he went away. And if we pop up here, we'll see that this connector says one of 32 channels in use. Sweet. That's cool. So easy peasy. So basically just think of this as like a big dense cable, right? And that blue line represents the connection wirelessly. Lots of RF costs to maintain that, but totally worth it. The other way to normally do Applied Energistics wireless stuff is with the quantum gateway, which is cool, but also a big expensive thing to set up. And generally speaking, if you want like a quick and dirty way to hook it up, like this is definitely a way to go. If you want like a big a big connection with lots of channels available between the 2 points, the quantum gateway thingy is totally cool to make. So anyway, we don't actually want an interface. Well, we do, but not right here, right? That's not what's up for now. What we want to do is figure out how to keep these guys stocked with certain items. So what we could probably have is at least 2 interfaces, right, that are going to live here, and we'll just figure out how this is going to work. And, you know, 1 or 2 will handle this side, and the others will handle the other side, and then we'll go from there with it, right? So maybe actually what your job will be to sit here. Actually, no, wait, that is where I want it, right? Yeah. And then we can item conduit our stuff out. Cool. We're definitely going to want some filters going on. So can I get like 20 of you without a complaint? I totally can. Let's just have a few extra. We may or may not need the filters, but we'll figure it out. All right, so let's see what we can do about the whole keep in stock. Now, some of these might need to be limited item filters, and we'll upgrade them as needed, right? But what we're going to do is keep a few things in stock. So first off, coal. That's going to be like the easiest one. Actually, let's keep half a stack in stock here, so you always have plenty of coal to keep things going, right? So your down is going to be extract always active, and we're going to make you on black. And we're not going to have multiple extracts. I just don't like using green as my extract because by default, that's the color here, right? So overclock generators, they get coal, right? Makes sense. Survival generators will also get the coal, and I'm pretty sure these guys won't accept fuel that they can't actually have. So I'm not going to worry too much about the filtering until we get to the number filtering bit, right? That's when things get real. Okay, so you're also going to insert on black, and you should start getting coal. Sweet. Okay, and then we've got the pink generator, we've got disenchantment, we've got frosty. Let's see, what else is in here? I think there's just a normal generator, isn't there? Yeah, all the way on the other side of the area. I did not allocate these very well. Actually, what I should probably do is just move this guy. We're just going to swap him out with something a little less ridiculous so that we can kind of have these on the same channels. And everything else should be cool there. So that will be insert on black, not extract on green. So some of these are much more complicated than just sticking coal and thing. Now you should also, oh right, I need to turn your redstone mode back on because breaking and replacing you lost that redstone mode setting. So that's cool. Now are you actually working, by the way? Like is you're inputting power. I assume you're getting 44, 40-ish. Guess he's working? I guess the laser beams are so small that it's just not even doing anything. But you input 40R for tick. I mean, yeah, it's working. And then we set this dude back to redstone on mode, and your input should be 0, right? Basically, yes. Cool. All right, so that looks pretty cool. So the basic gist here is when we flip on the lever, boom, we should see a handful of generators turn on. Nice. And the overclock generator is the big one, right? That one should probably be coal blocks. Maybe that's what I'll do is I'll switch this up to coal blocks. Does that make sense? I mean, we have a lot of coal, but we are also going to run out of coal at some point if our coal blocks keep going crazy, right? So that's at least keeping the thing going, but it takes 0.2 seconds, so we burn through 5 coal blocks a second. That seems like a really bad idea, doesn't it? What can I do about that? I mean, there's probably things I can do about it. I'm just not sure what. Like, what can we stick in here that would be cool? Like, there's a blood magic thing, like a lava crystal, right? Doesn't that do a thing where it I wonder if that would work in the overclock generator. Because I think the blood magic lava crystal is such that doesn't it use your LP from your soul network to fuel a furnace or something like that? Lava crystal. Let's check that out. So if I right click you, boom, you're bound to the Darwell 20 soul network. If we check a look at our sigil, where are you at, sigil? Sigil. I should have a sigil in here somewhere. There he is, divination sigil. Right? What I'm going to do is temporarily remove this thing. Because I don't think we have anything actively drawing LP, do we? I don't think so, right? Not at this moment. We don't have any, like, rituals running or anything like that. We might at some point want one. Like maybe a lava ritual or something like that. There's a handful of neat rituals that would be cool to have, but I don't think we have any actively running at this point. Except for the one that's, like, I guess doing the thing underneath the base. So yeah, we are actually draining a little bit. It's super slow, but I think it's the thing that's down there, right? Doing that ritual. That one is active and probably running. But let's test this. What I'm going to do is use a vanilla furnace, because I'm pretty sure that's what this thing does, right? We put a lava crystal in there, and then we get something like cobblestone. And you smelt? And you smelt with the power of blood magic. How cool is that? Okay. That's nifty. And each time that thing burns down, it should tick over and drain another bit of LP from me, right? So, like, you're getting towards the bottom there. I don't know. It looks like it's doing a little bit. A little bit of LP drain. So then the question is, can that overclock generator use that? And will my LP be able to keep up if the answer is yes? So let's find out. Can you go in here? Overclock generator? Because in theory, it's a furnace fuel, right? It does say it's doing 200 RF a tick. Okie dokie. And what's my LP's dropping like crazy, but that is actually working. That is actually working, which is kind of cool. I mean, my LP's dropping. The question there would be, can I supply enough LP to keep that running? That would be the real question, because this is one of the challenges, typically speaking, with stuff. So yeah, look at that. My LP's dropping very quickly. We might need to look at what's involved in ramping this bad boy up. Now, to be fair, if I rotated you so that you're actually running, what would happen with our LP reserves here, right? I'm curious, because I don't think I've run this thing and paid attention to the LP since I, like, augmented it with, like, kill all the things all the time at a super high RF cost. So we're getting a little bit of LP, right? Not great, not terrible, right? So we could probably want to ramp up our LP production. That could be fun as a side task to make it so that the lava crystal can keep working down here. Now, I turn this off, and my LP production should stabilize, right? So we're no longer losing LP. We're going to have a net gain going on here, right? So that's cool. Aside from the fact that now we're generating more ender pearls than we need to, but that's okay. Like, RF a tick is not a problem for me, right? Like, what we're going to do now is we're going to void ender pearls, right? Because they're going to fill up that void drawer. And the reason I had this set up was so that we didn't drain RF, right? But this guy's using a comically small... is that really what it's using? 460,000... Oh, that's per 5,000 RF a tick, right? 5.8. So 6,000 RF a tick? I think we'll be fine. I'm not worried. I'm totally fine with this. Yeah, our net gain of 2.9 million is hardly affected by that comically large amount of RF a tick. So we've got Mass 3, we've got Looting 3, we've got Rate 3, and we've got Life Essence Alter Upgrade 3. So we've got that thing maxed out. I'm still of the opinion that this thing is not making as much as LP as it would be if it was a Darkroom spawner. I feel like that would probably be better. What am I going to do about that? I'm not sure. We'll think about it. I'm wondering if the runes of sacrifice are affecting it. Maybe that's the problem. It's like it's not being affected by the runes of sacrifice. Like, we should probably swap them out and see if the LP amount that we get per tick changes, right? Because we're getting like 233 every iteration. Does that make sense? I mean, it's or 223. Let's take this off and see, right? So we're at 288. And then 576, yeah, that's 288, right? And 864, yeah, I think it's 288 per, right? Yeah, so it's definitely getting 288 per, right? So what if we had just blank runes? Do we have any blank runes? Really, no blank runes? Is this automation all still set up? I don't even know. That's how bad we are. Blank rune. Make me a blank rune. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shrink your range to be like that. And so we'll swap those out, and we'll see if Runes of Sacrifice actually affect this thing or not. Because now I'm just curious, right? 120. So they do affect it, right? They totally do. It just seems like it's such a small amount still. So 246 is what we got there. 246. It doesn't affect it a lot. 246, right? And then we switch these back to Runes of Sacrifice. And you're back to 288. So yeah, it doesn't seem like they affected a lot, which is a concern for me. So maybe we'll try the regular ritual with the dark room underneath it and see if that makes sense. But we'll try that another time, like not today, because it's wrapping up point for the episode. So that's cool. I don't know. Have I ever done that before? I don't think I've ever done that before. Have I ever used the lava crystal in the overclock generator? Because usually the downside of this system is we burn through coal like nobody's business. Again, 5 blocks of coal per second is what we were burning through, right? Now, granted, we have 8,000 coal, but like 8,000 divided by 5 is how many seconds it would take to burn through that coal. We're talking like 10 or 15 minutes, and then boom, no more coal left. And that would be a bad time. So having this able to be a run all the time is cool. But I'm trying to remember if I've ever done this lava crystal trick. I don't know if I have. Somebody tell me. I'm sure somebody knows better than me. For now, Del20 sign off. We'll come back next time. We'll play more with the automation of this thing. And then what we're probably going to do is have a good reason to have to upgrade our blood magic production so we can keep enough LP going. So let's see like how ridiculous of an LP transfer system we can set up. All right, guys. Del20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.